So, going by your experiences of litigation over a period of, say, 20 years and moving from court to court, throwing of files from, you know, by different judges and some of them recusing themselves, what would you encourage other citizens in our country to file public interest litigations?
For solid waste management, no. For other issues, new issues, perhaps, certainly. But for solid waste management, I feel when we have a 2016 rules as a Bible, very comprehensive, what citizens need to do is address their executive, saying you have to follow the rules, tackle their pollution control boards and say, my city manager is not abiding by your rules, make them do this or that. I feel that is a very much faster route. Who has 20 years to persist with something like that?
So, what was your biggest learning while doing the rounds of the courts?
Various kinds of learnings, how to work with the existing system. Also, great frustration with the fact that your case came on the final board only 48 hours or less than 48 hours before your case. So it became very clear to me that Supreme Court is a refuge for the rich. How can any poor man ever reach Delhi in time? Or he has to book a month before saying, I want to go to Delhi and be there, not knowing whether my case will be posted or not posted. Supposing he does book his train or whatever and end up there, and they say adjourn to a different date. What is he going to do? How much expense can a poor person bear going to Delhi? Now, I don't know whether, Zoom and electronic hearings will make it possible for a petitioner to sit in Patna and hear what's going on in Delhi or whatever. Biggest learning perhaps is
So,
just
these are
patience and persistence. The reason it dragged on so long, after we had made this report in the expert committee, when we finished our interim report, I told them, as we're probing deeper and deeper into the matter, we have not addressed this issue, that issue, and let's include that in the report. And one of the committee members said, it's not in the terms of reference, so we can't include it. You're a petitioner. If you want, go separately and ask for that. So many things which I wanted to put into this expert committee report, they said you didn't think of that sitting on the lawn that day drafting the terms of reference, so you can't put it in now. This was a process of learning from all the city commissioners, what were their practical difficulties. So even if I had had time on the lawn, I wouldn't have been able to think of those points. I then went to the court saying, in addition to this report, I seek orders for the following 12 direct. I gave 12 points. And the rest of the 20 years was me trying to chew through those 20 points and get a decision on this. That's why it took so long. After the report was out, the court said, ask for a Hindi translation. The Urban Development Department has one office which is supposed to do only Hindi translations. So I waited and waited, because certainly in North India, at least, the lowest levels of people, if they wanted, they couldn't even read my English translation. So it took years and years and years until today that 2099 report has not been translated, and the government people paying huge sums for an entire department in the urban development for translation. Not a word on this has come out. So then again, with diffidence, I went to a Kanpur guy and got him to do a Hindi translation and publish this same report in Hindi and sent it out. And much later, I was told that this is such high Hindi, upashish thos something for solid waste, that nobody could understand it really. It wasn't filmy Hindustani or Bombaya Hindustani, which it should have been. That's a problem of communication in such a big country, down to the lowest levels.
Yes, but I think somewhere, while we are a democracy, ideally the systems should enable that quality of communication percolating down to the commonest of men and women. It is unfortunate, but these are learnings also which which you talk about, and how you're not only fighting the case but also trying to ensure that the solutions are reaching out to all
Yeah, but
the was.
the people on the ground who have to implement it. But what has been a learning for me is that now Google Translate, which used to come out like comical Chinese, instructions for opening a can or whatever, now they are pretty accurate. So
Keep learning.
I'm wondering whether I should perhaps do a Google Translate of this solid waste management report, or coming back to the guidebook and do a Google Translate into Tamil, Telugu, Malayali, whatever.
Investigation, and like we hear from you, a very very vast consultative process which you try to engage with as many stakeholders as possible. So bravo, and kudos to you for that. And let's hear more about your journey maybe in the next session.